Honourable Ambassador, distinguished guests, students, teachers. This is a very great day for us because we are representing Australia when we come abroad. We are very, very thankful for this opportunity to meet you finally in this setting. The two tallest men you'll see here are Greg Beecham and Paul Beecham. They are basketballers. They're taller than me, they're better at basketball than me before you ask any more questions. And they know a chap called Pastor Gary Visitation, who was a resident of Davao for many years, now calls Bacolod home. And if he was here today, he would be holding a basketball saying, "It began with a ball," which means that the trips that we run now began as basketball tours where 10 or 12 men would go out into the provinces, play basketball, and share the word of God with people and show people out there that they matter, that everybody's soul is the same size. They are very important to what we're doing. What we're doing now, you'll see on our t-shirts, Levers to Leaders, is something that I think is even more powerful, because levers, when we speak to people from Australia, we know that it's when you finish year 12, you have a week or two of revelry, you go and do the wrong thing usually, maybe you get in the newspapers or you need Matt McLeod to get you out of trouble because you've done something silly. Our hope with this trip, which is now in its 7th year, thanks very much to Southern Christian College for starting this 7 years ago, is to provide a different, alternate experience. And what it does really is it brings us into a foreign country and it engages us in livelihood activities, living like a local, living like Filipinos do, undertaking the work that they do on a daily basis, and really giving to them in a way that is the total opposite of what the Australian Levers is often described as in the media. We are looking to give back, and we're looking to make relationships with people that hopefully can last a lifetime. And we're very thankful that the Embassy, through its DAP program, has crossed paths with us in that way. We had always fundraised through our schools, and Skier is one of 6 schools in the Perth metropolitan area. 3 of them are here today: Southern Hills Christian College, Swan Christian College, and Ellenbrook Christian College. And when this program began, there was basic fundraising, and when we would get over here to the Philippines, they would give out food parcels, they would use money to empower the community in some way. Maybe they would build a small school classroom or a toilet block in some way. It was only really in the end of 2014 when I met Theodora Avila and we submitted the first DAP grant and were successful, that it took this development to a whole new level. And I'll just speak briefly about what the 3 schools do and come to that at the very end. Our oldest school for this trip is Southern Hills Christian College, who took a group of 15 to Boracay after being in Bacolod. They were painting classrooms for a school there, Global Academy, that we have a partnership with. And they worked very hard. And they also partnered with a Christian school there, the Jubilee College, pouring concrete yesterday morning, getting cement all over themselves. And the third part of their trip was to do with the Arti people in Hanai. Now, most people might not know about that. Even in the Philippines, they are the indigenous people, and Australians are familiar with the word indigenous. They are the first peoples of the land. And the work that we're able to do with the Arti there is really inspiring, because for a lot of them, they've never seen Westerners before, and to go into their community and to help them in the way that Southern Hills does and will continue to do is very, very special. So we are deeply, deeply humbled by the way the Arti people live, and we are making a commitment to continue to help them. The people from Ellenbrook Christian College, they have been on the island of Negros in an area called Cabacungan, which is famous for its volcanoes, as we heard. There's only three levels for volcanoes, and in Cabacungan it's always on level 1, and at level 2 you drive out of there. So you're always living on the edge in that community. But what is really special about that community is that for many years the communist rebels had overtaken that area, and they had forbidden so many things, and one of them was education. And when the IRC came in, they built a school totally from volunteer donations. Everything had to be donated, school books from Australia. And one of the things I saw in 2012 when I went there for the first time was students in a classroom right next to their parents. Their parents had no literacy and numeracy, and they were learning their ABCs for the first time a generation apart. And that became something that was was really special to us. And the work that you've been able to start there and continue is simply amazing. And our largest school, Swan Christian College, went to Sagai. Finally, we find someone who knows where Sagai is, apart from us, and we don't have to explain. But the process of winning that DAP grant to build the fish processing facility there was nothing short of a miracle. We had the money, we built the 4 walls, and Pastor Bert said, you know, we've got 4 walls, it's well built, but we don't really have any money to do anything else with. And I said, that's all we've got, do your best. Lo and behold, they're a coastal community there. They make their money from fishing, from crabs and from fish in the local stream. An American group from Boston came out, an agribusiness, and said, you've got a building. We want to work with you. We want you to process crab meat and send it back to the east coast of the US, and we will pay you to rent the facility and we will employ your people. And that's just amazing really for me, because when I was there a week ago, it was talking to a child whose mother hadn't had work, who now has work. That's the difference. And that's really important. So many intelligent people spoke to you today with numbers that might mean something or they might not, but that's the difference. 50 women with jobs versus people who didn't have jobs. So we're incredibly thankful today. We're thankful for the privilege to meet the ambassador. It may be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for all of us. I hope not. I hope we can come back again. But on behalf of all of us here, we've chosen to do a different Leavers experience. I really hope we can come back again. I know that in 6 months' time, when I'm in a place like Kabakungan, who don't see Westerners, someone will come up to me and say, when is Jonathan Walker coming back? Or, when is Jack Oldfield coming back? I saw him on the TV, I want to be his friend. That is how close the relationship is. There is no other Australians who go to those communities. And so we are humbled and we are touched by what you are able to provide with these jobs, with this livelihood, with this money. So we're thankful and we hope we get this privilege again. Thank you, Ambassador.